Have you heard of Jezebel, the wicked queen from the Bible? Her story is told in the Old Testament, in the book of 1 Kings. She was a Phoenician princess who married King Ahab and became the queen of Israel. With her irresistible beauty and political cunning, Jezebel seduced her husband and completely dominated him. She led him to abandon the worship of the true God, the God of Israel, and turn to the idolatry of pagan gods. This religious shift was a disaster for the people of Israel. Jezebel was a greedy and cruel woman who spared no effort to get what she wanted. She built temples for pagan gods and ordered the bloody persecution of the prophets of the God of Israel. Prophets like Elijah and others who opposed her had to face death threats and flee to save their lives. Besides her involvement in idolatry, Jezebel was also guilty of conspiring and killing a man named Naboth. She coveted Naboth's vineyard, and when he refused to sell it, she set up a plot to have him falsely accused and stoned to death. This wicked act revealed her lack of morals and her thirst for power and wealth. But Jezebel's story doesn't end well. According to the Bible, her fate is tragic. God sent a prophecy through Elijah, announcing divine judgment upon Jezebel. She met her end at the hands of palace eunuchs, who threw her out of the window of her room. Her body was devoured by dogs. Do you know Delilah, the woman who betrayed the hero Samson? Her story is told in the book of Judges. She became famous for her betrayal of Israel's strongest man, a man endowed with supernatural strength by God. Delilah's story begins when the Philistine leaders, enemies of Israel, discovered that Samson's incredible strength was the secret to his victories. They decided to pay Delilah to discover the secret of his strength and deliver it into their hands. Beautiful and clever, Delilah accepted the money and started her mission. She tormented Samson every day, begging him to reveal the secret of his strength. Samson, enamored by her, resisted her advances for a while. But Delilah's persistence eventually overcame his resistance. Finally, Samson yielded and told Delilah the secret. His strength came from his uncut hair since birth. The moment he revealed this secret, Delilah betrayed him, calling the Philistines to capture him. With his hands bound and his hair cut, Samson lost his supernatural strength. The Philistines blinded and imprisoned him, turning the mighty hero into a weak and humiliated man. Yet, in a final act of courage, Samson prayed to God for strength once more and brought down the pillars of the Philistine temple, killing himself and thousands of his enemies. Do you know Herodias, the woman who plotted the death of John the Baptist? Her story is told in the New Testament of the Bible. Her story is a drama full of intrigue, power, and tragedy, closely intertwined with the prophet John the Baptist. Herodias was the wife of King Herod Antipas, a ruler in the Judean region. However, her marriage to Herod was scandalous, as she was actually the wife of her half-brother, Philip. Her incestuous relationship with Herod caused outrage and condemnation from various segments of society. The voice of John the Baptist, a courageous and bold prophet, became a nuisance to Herodias. John publicly condemned the illegal marriage and the immorality of her relationship with the king. His blunt message threatened her position of power alongside Herod. Consumed by anger and the desire for revenge, Herodias devised a diabolical way to get rid of the troublesome prophet. The opportunity arose during a feast when Herod, in a moment of drunkenness and excess, made a promise to Salome, Herodias' daughter. Herod promised to give her whatever she asked for, even up to half his kingdom. Guided by her mother, Herodias, Salome asked for the head of John the Baptist on a platter. Herodias saw this request as a chance to eliminate her enemy once and for all. Did you know that the Bible is also filled with admirable women of faith, courage, and virtue? These stories are not only fascinating but also teach us valuable lessons about human nature, free will, and the importance of making wise choices. The Bible is a rich source of complex narratives, and by exploring the shadows and lights of its characters, we can gain a fuller understanding of its timeless messages.